can just rent it. Yeah, clothing fashion rentals, they're big business and getting bigger. And one of the biggest actually in the US is Rent the Runway. It's actually valued at more than $1 billion. Well, a new peer-to-peer rental platform here in the UK is HURR Collective. And Victoria Prew is the co-founder and CEO of HURR. Am I saying HURR Collective?
Yes.
Welcome to the program.
Thank
So
you.
when I first heard about rental, you know, this business growing and that, most of them are big storage warehouses where you go and rent very expensive designer clothing. Yours is, so what? Just people going to people?
Exactly.
How does it
work? We're essentially building the Airbnb for fashion. So our idea
I like
is
that line. That's good.
renting is not a new concept. Rent the Runway, exactly like you said, is now a 10-year-old company reaching unicorn status recently, valued at $1 billion. So we wanted to be part of that rental revolution, but to fundamentally provide something different. So at heart, we're a tech company, and what we basically do, exactly like Airbnb, we don't hold stock. Instead, we connect lenders and renters within a platform and allow them to share clothes together.
And they sort of mid-level, it doesn't have to, it's not all the big expensive stuff, right? Is that the difference as well with what you're setting up?
Exactly. So our mission as a company is to cut out fast fashion. So we take anything with an RRP, so a retail value of £150 to £200.
So it's about $200, $250.
About $200, exactly. Which means that we don't just have designer items. We have a lot of contemporary brands that rent really well as well. That are still, we have as a user base, we're largely millennial, and they're really interested in those cooler contemporary brands, emerging designers, just as much as they are in the Gucci's and Pradas of the world.
Sure.
So we provide a whole range.
Now, you mentioned the millennials. We talk about those little upstarts a lot on this program. I know you're one of them, but no, they're the ones who are going to make all the money. But is this part of their psyche nowadays, isn't it? They live in this shared world.
Exactly. We've got a whole generation coming through of people that value access over ownership. Who would have thought 5 years ago we'd all be sharing houses, sharing cars? The sharing economy is a massive disruptor, and we believed as a platform that fashion was the next big industry that needed to be disrupted from a sharing economy point of view, and also from a sustainability point of view.
And you told me before we came to air, you have you've been going for about 5 months, right? It's been launched about 5 months, and you've got about 3,500 people on the site.
So we have been testing the idea for about a year and a half, and we've timed our launch at a time where fast fashion is being debated at a parliamentary level. And in the last kind of 18 weeks post-launch, we built a waiting list of 3,500 people trying.
But how do you vet them? Because I want to know how if I'm wanting to rent something off this site, how do I know it's clean? How do I know it's, you know?
Of course. So trust is obviously the currency of the sharing economy. So being able to rent and lend your wardrobe securely and safely is our absolutely of primary importance to us. So we have a real-time ID verification system, and every user on our platform is vetted before they're allowed to rent. We have a risk profiling that tells us a lot about a user, and we basically have put that at the forefront of everything that we are doing, because it's absolutely crucial to how we operate.
Of course it is.
We also see a lot of our users choose to speak to each other before transactions go through. So yeah, the trust piece is crucial to what we're doing.
How do you make your money? Because this is all free, right? I can sign up to the app for free.
Exactly. So we don't have any subscription fees or any listing fees. We basically make money when our members make money, taking a commission either side of the transaction. So we're not. Then our users aren't stung by monthly fees. They can rent as much or as little as they want.
Okay, and I've got about 20 seconds. But the fashion industry produces more emissions than aviation and shipping combined. It's astounding. This is helping all of that, right? Sustainability.
Exactly. The most sustainable. The biggest way to be sustainable is to use the items already in your wardrobe, which is exactly what we're trying to do, monetize them.
And make money from it. Victoria, it's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you
But you're
so
not going
much.
anywhere. You and I are going to go to Wall Street, right?